What it feels like to be a dad. Being a dad is a unique experience, full of complex emotions, challenges, and joys. The feeling of being a father goes beyond simply raising a child. It involves a profound change in a person's heart, mind, and life. For many, the moment they become a dad is a turning point, where deep feelings of love, responsibility, and even fear and insecurity emerge for the first time. There is no single way to describe what it's like to be a dad, as fatherhood is a continuous process of learning, adaptation, and discovery. Each stage, from birth to adulthood, brings new emotions, challenges, and rewards. In this guide, we'll explore what it truly means to be a dad, from the first feelings to the transformations that occur throughout this incredible and unique journey. The instant love, how fatherhood awakens. Deep feelings of love. When a dad holds his child for the first time, he may experience a profound and inexplicable love. This love doesn't depend on words or actions, but is an instant and unconditional connection born in the heart. For many dads, the moment they meet their child is a transformative experience that changes the course of their lives. A father's love for his child is unique. It's full of intense emotions, like the desire to protect, guide, and do the best for that human being who now depends on him. This love isn't measured by what is done for a child, but by the desire to give everything necessary for them to grow up healthy, happy, and fulfilled. For many, fatherhood is the first time they experience such a pure and selfless love, which transforms the way they see themselves in the world. The feeling of being a dad also involves a deep sense of responsibility. Suddenly, a dad sees himself as being in charge of a life that needs to be cared for, nurtured, and educated. This love, then, isn't just emotional, it's also driven by the desire to be the best example possible, to offer support, guidance, and above all, unconditional love. The personal transformation. How being a dad changes your life forever. Fatherhood is one of life's most transformative experiences. When a man becomes a dad, he's no longer the same person. The feeling of being a dad awakens a profound change in personal identity, a transition from individual to responsible for another life. This change isn't just external, it's also internal, affecting a dad's values, priorities, and even how he sees the world. Fatherhood requires adaptation as new responsibilities and feelings emerge. A dad's priorities change completely, with the main focus being his child's well-being. What was once important to a dad, like personal hobbies or free time, can become secondary compared to his child's needs. This doesn't mean losing your identity, but rather discovering a new version of yourself. The feeling of being a dad is, therefore, an experience of constant personal growth, requiring adaptation and learning every day. For many dads, this transformation process brings to the surface qualities that were previously dormant, like patience, generosity, commitment, and above all, an unconditional love that isn't limited by what the child does, but is deep and eternal. Fear and insecurity. How fatherhood awakens. Feelings of vulnerability. Fatherhood also brings up feelings of fear and insecurity, especially when a dad is confronted with the responsibility of caring for a human being who depends entirely on him. The fear of not being good enough, not knowing how to handle the challenges of raising kids, or not being able to adequately provide and protect are common fears among dads. These feelings of vulnerability are an integral part of fatherhood, but they are also what makes a father's love so deep and genuine. By worrying about his child's well-being, a dad is also challenged to face his own insecurities and limitations. The feeling of being a dad, therefore, isn't just one of love and joy, but also of fear and challenge, which, when faced, make the bond stronger and the experience richer. This fear, while uncomfortable, is a form of self-awareness and personal growth, A dad learns to deal with his own flaws, to be vulnerable, and to seek solutions for the difficulties that arise. This vulnerability doesn't weaken the relationship, it strengthens it as it teaches that everyone, including dads, is human and imperfect. Joy in the little things. How fatherhood fills life with meaning. While fatherhood brings challenges, it is also filled with moments of pure joy. The small victories, like the first smile, the first steps, the first words, are moments of indescribable joy for a dad. These small accomplishments become big celebrations at home, and a dad feels filled with a sense of pride and satisfaction that can't be compared to anything else. Fatherhood teaches you to appreciate the simple things in life, the beauty of small wins, and the value of daily interactions. When a dad sees his child grow and develop, even in small steps, he feels a profound sense of accomplishment. Fatherhood brings the joy of seeing another person grow, of contributing to the formation of a human being with values, ethics, and character. Furthermore, these moments of shared happiness aren't just limited to a child's accomplishments, but also to everyday experiences. Whether it's an afternoon at the park, a movie night with the family, or a simple conversation, the feeling of being a dad involves sharing these moments with someone you deeply love. This fills life with meaning, bringing happiness in the little things. Gratitude and reflection. What being a dad taught about love and life. Fatherhood is a journey of constant learning. As the years go by, many dads are faced with a deep sense of gratitude for the experience. Through the difficulties and joys, the role of a dad offers lessons about what truly matters in life: unconditional love, the importance of family, and the value of shared time. Being a dad teaches you to appreciate life in its entirety. Instead of focusing only on what's material or what's missing, fatherhood makes a dad value small victories, personal growth, and his child's well-being. Reflecting on the role of a dad often brings a deeper perspective on life and love. This sense of gratitude isn't just limited to what a dad does for his child, but to what the child does for the dad. He learns from his child to see the world through a new lens, noticing the wonders of life and existence that previously went unnoticed. The love a dad feels for his child also translates into gratitude for all the positive things that fatherhood has brought into his life. The feeling of pride. How fatherhood awakens a new form of personal pride. Fatherhood awakens a sense of pride that goes beyond personal accomplishments. A dad begins to be proud not only of what he does or achieves, but also of the child he is raising. Seeing his child grow, learn, and achieve their own victories creates a deep and ineffable pride. This pride is visceral because it isn't based on what the dad did, but on what he helped create, a human being with their own potential. This pride also comes from the realization that the job of being a dad, with all its difficulties and responsibilities, has a greater purpose. Fatherhood brings a sense of accomplishment that can't be found in any other area of life, as it's based on genuine love and the desire to see his child become a worthy, balanced, and happy person. Every one of a child's accomplishments becomes a reflection of a father's love and dedication, and this makes every step more meaningful. The challenge of single fatherhood, managing love and responsibility alone. Single fatherhood is an experience that for many dads brings additional challenges but also an immense reward. Being a single dad requires an extra commitment, as a dad needs to take on all the responsibilities, from daily tasks to his child's emotional needs. The feeling of being a single dad is filled with determination and unconditional love, as a dad needs to balance multiple roles while ensuring his child has the best possible education, care, and emotional support. Despite the challenges, many single dads discover an inner resilience they didn't know they possessed. Love for the child is what sustains them, even in difficult moments. Single fatherhood is a journey of self-overcoming, where every loving gesture and every child's accomplishment brings an even deeper meaning. This type of fatherhood is a true example of dedication, of a love that knows no barriers. Fatherhood and personal growth, how being a dad helps you evolve as a human being. Being a dad isn't just a role in someone's life, it's a catalyst for personal growth. As a dad takes on the responsibility of caring for, educating, and protecting his child, he begins to evolve in ways he may have never imagined. Fatherhood challenges the limits of ego and self-sufficiency, forcing a dad to let go of old priorities and develop new emotional and practical skills. Fatherhood teaches patience, commitment, the ability to make sacrifices, and flexibility. A dad needs to learn to manage his emotions, to better understand others, and to fight for a greater purpose. He discovers strengths and skills he didn't know he had, and in the process becomes a better, more empathetic, and more mature person. Fatherhood, then, doesn't just raise the child, it also shapes and matures the dad himself. The challenge of balancing love and discipline. How to be a dad without losing emotional control. One of the big questions of fatherhood is the balance between love and discipline. A dad wants to be loving, caring, and attentive, but at the same time, he needs to set boundaries and rules, so the child grows up with responsibility and values. This can be especially difficult in moments of conflict, where frustration can quickly replace calm and emotional control. The feeling of being a dad in this context is one of self-control and constant care. Dads learn to balance their emotions, applying discipline fairly and firmly, but without losing empathy and love. This balance is fundamental to creating a healthy environment for the child, where they feel loved but also know what's right and wrong. This challenge is a reflection of a dad's multifaceted role as a protector, counselor, and guide. Fatherhood and legacy. What a dad leaves for his child. Throughout fatherhood, a dad begins to think about the legacy he is leaving for his children, what he passes on, not just in terms of material goods, but in values, teachings, and life examples. The feeling of being a dad at this point is that his work goes beyond the present life. It shapes the future generation. Dads who dedicate themselves to teaching solid values, who show respect for others, who value learning, and who demonstrate unconditional love are creating a legacy that will last for generations to come. Fatherhood, then, is a construction of memories, lessons, and behaviors that will influence the child throughout their life. By being a good dad, he becomes part of his child's history, creating a legacy of love, wisdom, and values that, in a way, never dies. The feeling of being a dad, a journey of love, growth, and learning. Being a dad is an experience full of emotional transformations and challenges, but also of joy, unconditional love, and personal growth. The feeling of being a dad goes far beyond just playing a traditional role. It's about being present, about giving your best, and about teaching your child to be their best self. Fatherhood shapes both the dad and the child, creating a connection that transcends any other life experience. Fatherhood is a journey of continuous growth, where every challenge is an opportunity for learning and every victory is a reason for celebration. Throughout this journey, dads discover the true meaning of unconditional love and dedication. Being a dad is, without a doubt, one of life's most enriching and transformative experiences. Now it's your turn. How would you describe the feeling of being a dad? What were the biggest challenges and joys you experienced in fatherhood? Share your story with us in the comments. If you believe that being a dad is a journey of growth, love, and constant learning, subscribe to our Light in Fatherhood channel and continue this journey with us. Let's celebrate fatherhood together, learning every step of the way and creating a legacy of love and support for our families.